If you don't mind, tell the story about Rick Pitino, starting with when you found out where he was and then making the call.
Well, I knew he was in the East. I called a good friend, a mutual friend of ours, and found out, of course, he was getting married on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, whenever. It might have been Saturday. He said Sunday. I thought it was Saturday, but I called him on his the night before his wedding and said, I've got to see him. Well, I'm getting married tomorrow. And I said, well, when you go on your honeymoon? Well, Sunday. So I said, well, then I'll talk to you after the wedding. There was a break in between the ceremony and the reception. So I said, I'll come down. I got in my car, I drove down to the Americana Hotel and got in the lobby and called up, and Rick came downstairs, and we spent I kept him there for about 4 hours until I could convince him to come to Syracuse, not go on his honeymoon. And of course, Joanne, who obviously we've become good friends over the years, was sending a bellboy down every 15 minutes to get Rick back up. But
he said he'd literally just set his wife down on the bed upstairs, and then he tells her it's going to be a half hour, and before he knows it, it's like 4 hours.
I always kid Joanne. She had the envelope. She was going through counting the money anyway. She had lots to do. But it was probably a 3 or 4 hour process.
And every time he called up, or you offered him more money, right?
Well, we were negotiating. Rick's, if anything, he's a great negotiator. So we got the salary up a lot in those days, and got it squared away. He came with me the next day, and we went on the road. And Joanne came to Syracuse and moved in an apartment I shared with 3 other guys, and we went on the road and got Roosevelt Bowie and Louis Orr that week. So it was.
What happened to the honeymoon?
It was they postponed the honeymoon, but Joanne was a great sport about it. In fact, many years later, when I was on my honeymoon in Bermuda, she called to try to interrupt it, but it was hard to do on the phone.
And what did the salary go from, like $13,000 or $14,000 a year to like $17,500?
It went from about $12,000 to $16,500, which was a lot of money in those days. And I didn't have the authority to even go there, but I said, we got to get this done. I think I was making $25,000 at the time, my first year. Different world in terms of financial considerations back then.